guys, this is Miriam. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about why, at least to me, Judaism is more of a lifestyle choice than just a set of beliefs or a set of rules and restrictions and things like that. So first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry that this video is a little bit late and also a little bit more casual than usual. We're in the middle of moving, so make sure you hit the subscribe button because in a few weeks there will be a Jewish apartment / Jerusalem apartment tour. So yeah, and let's get into the video. So Judaism is commonly seen as a religion, but also whenever you hear about something Jewish in the news, you hear like the Jewish nation, the Jewish people. If you do a DNA test, there's something literally genetically different about Jews than something else. When my brother did a test, it came back he was 97% Ashkenazi Jew and 3% miscellaneous, which means we're basically just Ashkenazi Jews. And that can all be attained to the fact that, just as far as I know, Jews are the oldest nation in the world that still today exist as a nation. Also, it's the first monotheistic religion. Most Western religions are based off of Judaism and then offshoots of that. So definitely there's something to it outside of like just being able to say like I'm Jewish. So definitely that means like there's just something to be said for what Judaism is and what Judaism stands for, because as you can see just like very rapidly in modern culture, if all it is believe this, do that, in a few generations it's just not going to exist at all. I think almost everyone across the board, their grandparents are more religious than they are. I'm not in that situation because I became more religious than anyone else in my family, but even then, like, whatever's considered just a traditional, I guess, older value loses its integrity as it goes through the generations. So to me, just how that would apply to why Judaism has survived basically just the tests of time and things like that is that Judaism is based around morals. What is morally right or wrong in most sense. There are probably, I haven't counted, but there's probably just as many rules in the Torah, in the rabbinic teachings and things like that about how to treat others as there are about like how to keep Shabbos even. And even with things like how to keep Shabbos, to mandatorily have a day that you can't work a week, and also you can't have your animals work for you, you can't have your slaves work for you, because at that time slavery was a thing. Everything along those lines. A mandatory day once a week where they're not allowed to do work. You can easily see how that could be moral. With the laws of keeping kosher, kashrus, the way which animals are killed is a painless way to the animals. So you can make that moral argument for all of those things, but I really want to focus more just that there is this huge focus on how you treat other people. And again, just as specific as it gets into anything else. There are literally things in the Talmud about if someone is sick, how many days you should wait to visit them so that they're past to the point of feeling terribly ill and like maybe up to receiving visitors. Talk about how embarrassing someone is to the same extent of bad as murdering someone, because you're basically taking away a piece of them and changing the world's perspective on them by embarrassing them in public. And then also just in the way you present yourself, there's a lot of focus on in Judaism. As I mentioned in my Tznius Modesty video, you should always be dressed as if you're dressing for the king. You should be presentable. You should look nice. There's a lot of sources that say if you don't smile at someone, it's like you're stealing from them. You're stealing a piece of their happiness by not giving them a smile, because smiling is as contagious as frowning is. So if you don't smile to someone, there's sources that say you're literally stealing from them. And I think you can also say it's really similar to other lifestyle type brands. Just like if you're vegan and you meet someone else who's vegan, the first thing you're gonna do is start like comparing recipes and things like that and asking each other for advice. Also, in Judaism, when you meet another Jew, you start immediately like starting to connect your shared experiences with Judaism, trying to see what you have in common, not time seeing what you can do together, things like that. Like, oh, like you should check out this class I just went to, this synagogue, this program, whatever. I know I was very active in a youth group in high school. Even like outside of being religious, I was in a Jewish youth group. Shout out to BBYO. And just like anytime I met a Jew, it's like, oh wow, you should join this Jewish youth group and meet all these other Jews because they're all great people. There's just that inherent connection just from being Jewish, whether or not you're actually doing anything from it. And also just as if you were a vegan, into fitness, different type of lifestyle brand things like that. Being Judaism is something that can be intimately connected with every single day of your life through either outwardly doing all of the do's and don'ts, but also just like generally being a good, happy person, realizing that everything can be used to connect to a higher purpose, just genuinely like being a good person. I don't think that's specific to Judaism, but like I once read a Jewish book called The Other Side of the Story, which really just shows that like it's very easy to assume that if a situation looks bad, it's bad. That could not be the scenario whatsoever. And so just like integrating like small things like that, judging favorably, smiling at people, always trying to present yourself in the best possible way, are all more like lifestyle. And they're also all Jewish concepts. So that's all I have for today. Make sure to support this channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If there's anything that I kind of glossed over too much and you'd like me to go into more in a full video in the future, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.